Okay, well, we will call our meeting to order tonight at 6:02 for Thursday, September 11th, 2025. We can have a look over the minutes from our previous meeting and from our public hearing meeting. If there's any additions or corrections, please bring them up and we'll have a look at them. Anyone have any additions or corrections for our minutes?
I read over them earlier. I'll make a motion to approve both the 8/7/25 regular meeting minutes and the 8/7/25 public hearing minutes.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to accept our approval of our meeting minutes from 8/7/2025 and our public hearing minutes. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll move on to our treasurer's report.
First page there is the financial report. You'll see as of August 31st, so 8 months through the year, 2/3 through the year. Start of the year, the operating fund was at 1.6 million, and it's at 1.7 million. The same time last year was 1.5. So it's really just a lot of it's the transfer from the rainy day into that operating fund, or from the operating from into rainy day, but not much of a change there. Gift funds right about where it was at the same time last year. Rainy days at 341,000 compared to 255,000 as of 8/31/24. The rest of them, there's a state tech grant fund and then just a grant fund itself, but both of those are where they were about this time last year. So from a grand total, we're at a little over 2 million compared to the same time last year, 1.7 million. Then the appropriation report. We'll have some, I don't know if we'll do them today. It looks like we will have to do a few today, but we want to see every account there on the right side above 33.3%. So there in personnel services, you see the FICA tax account there is at 31.4, so we'll do a transfer, I believe, for the day for that.
We were actually looking at doing that in December.
December, okay. But inside personnel services, we're just shy of 4% above budget. And supplies, all of those accounts were in range, but from a grand total 19% above budget. And there are a few and other services and charges that are below that 33.3%. Programming and publicity and marketing, we'll do a transfer either today or at the end of the year. Both of those are programming, I think, was due to us doing a lot more programming in 25, so that we budgeted for more for that in 26. And then publicity and marketing, same thing. But inside personnel or other services and charges, excuse me, we're at 21.3% above budget. So we have plenty of wiggle room inside that category to transfer some. And then periodicals and newspapers and capital outlays is also about 10% below where it needs to be. But grand total of all accounts, 11.3% above budget. And I'll let Cody touch on some of the resolutions later in the meeting.
I hear a motion to accept our treasurer's report.
I'll make a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
And a second.
I'll second
All
that.
right, we have a motion and second to accept our treasurer's report as read tonight on Thursday, September 11th, 2025. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. We'll move on to our approval of claims will be circulated, and Cody will read us his director's report.
Alright, so for programs and collections, the showing of Transformers 1 had 11 attendees. The patron pick movie, which is a new one that we just started, where the patrons get to pick the movie. We showed Remember the Titans. We had 2 attendees there. The next showing for the South Whitley Cinema is going to be Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, which you do not have to know Dungeons & Dragons to enjoy. It's a very good movie. That's going to be on September 19th. The Woolman concert had 159 attendees. It's very similar to the number we had last year, and that is very high for our programming. So that is a good concert to have. We started a teen program called Teen Hangout. We had 2 teens at the September 3rd program, and did another one. I had 3. This is it's loosely structured, so there's going to be like an activity there, but the teens don't have to do it if they just want to like hang out. Thus, teen hangout. And we're hoping that ability to kind of choose what they do will help draw more teens in. The salsa competition that we did on September 6th, that did pretty good. We had 5 salsa entries from the public, and then we had 3 staff members donate salsa for a separate staff section. They were not eligible to win the actual competition. And we had 27 people come. We're planning to try to make this kind of an annual event and hoping that it grows every year. September 9th, we held a Downton Abbey tea party. We had 9 attendees there. On the 10th, we partnered with the elementary school to bring mobile ed back to the library. We were able to bring the whole elementary school through the library except for the kindergarten class. They weren't quite ready to leave the building. Because that session did not have the kindergarten there, they were the only ones scheduled for that session. We were able to open that up for the homeschoolers in the area. So
nice.
day before we opened up, we contacted some libraries in the area to try to get them to tell people. We had 37 homeschool children and parents go to that. So we were pleased with that.
I saw the post on Facebook.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
good.
In total, we had 245 people come through the mobile ed program. On September 20th, we will be having Laura Ingalls Wilder impersonator at the library, so that should be good. My wife is pretty excited about that. September 23rd, we're going to be hosting a trivia contest for the Fall Festival. The 24th, we will be having a program called Check Us Out, a library history program. It's going to focus on the history of our library, and it's going to be put on by Tara Simmons. The Cutie King and Queen contest will be held in our auditorium on September 25th. The 27th, we're going to be walking the Fall Festival Parade and have a mini donkey cart and giving people rides throughout the day. The cart will also be pulling the Cutie King and Queen through the parade. And we are going to be able to have a banner on there that says that it was sponsored by the library. We're also going to be adjusting our hours that day to be 11 to 4, just so that we're more open for around parade time, because it's going to go in this area, so people have a chance to come in.
Who's the mini donkey cart spot? Like who's bringing that in?
We are.
Who's donkey?
Oh, sorry.
Who's donkey? Do you own a donkey?
No. Sorry, I misunderstood. It's,
It wasn't a good worded question. Whose donkey is it?
I forget the gentleman's name.
Neil Baumtrager out of, I think it's Milford area maybe.
Okay. What did you guys have an animal last year? Or was
No, it
because
was a
your
big
float
one.
was like right in front of the Waco bus that I've rode on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then September 24th through the 27th, we're going to be having the Fall Festival Art Show here again. And then, this is a little further out, we were able to schedule the Fort Wayne Philharmonic for a Stories of Music program. That's going to be December 9th, and they're going to be doing Twist the Night Before Christmas. We're going to be having Cintas put up a cabinet to house the AED device that we have. Looking into training sessions, I decided that we're going to look at trying to do that next year as part of the in-house training day. The training kind of encompasses CPR, AED training, and some basic first aid, and it's a 4-hour-long session. So that's kind of why I'm thinking we'll do it as an in-house training day next year, since we've already kind of done one this year. We will be sending 6 staff members to a small conference at the Peabody Public Library tomorrow. It's sponsored by Library Serving Communities, which is the directors group that we're a part of. And we will be hosting the Library Serving Communities meeting on October 3rd. Outreach. I met with the Friends of the Library group right before the September Library Board meeting in order to work on getting it registered as a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We're looking at doing a call-out meeting for some membership after some of that paperwork is in progress. We were talking about potentially doing some fundraising to get the funds to file the application for the 501c3 potentially before that as well. Because apparently it's about $275 to file that application with the IRS. Jen Engel interacted with 270 people between the teacher's breakfast and the back-to-school night. Building maintenance, September 6th, Rose Pest Solutions checked the building with the bug sniffing dog. They did not find anything of concern. On August 30th, we had the carpets cleaned. We do this once a year. After discussions with the Building and Grounds Committee, it was decided we're going to repair the HVAC compressor instead of replacing the whole condenser unit. That will be about $4,000 versus $10,000, which would give it the replacement. Plans for the server move are fairly straightforward. I put that in your packet. It's near the back. It's the plans from the architect. They didn't include a price with that estimate. I asked him about it, and he was saying the price that ABC gave us would be a reasonable estimate to be able to use. So since we have that third-party confirmation that that's a reasonable estimate, that should be good. Be able to take to county council if we need to. That estimate is about $66,000. So the next steps at this point would be, I've started working with AdTech a little bit, which is the company that manages our E-rate, which is a federal program that supports schools and libraries for technology costs. They help with our internet expenses to a certain degree. They also have a pool of money there for things like rewiring. So about $50,000 of this estimate is rewiring. That would be eligible to potentially have a 70% reduction going through E-rate. Is there any questions about that?
I mean, we're not moving forward with it yet, you're just getting the plans in motion.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah. And I've reached out to Mike Baldwin to get a quote to replace the rusting fire door. Technology, I was able to get a meeting with ABC about updating or upgrading our Windows 10 device to Windows 11 because Windows 10 is going to be losing support here soon. We still do have a handful of Windows 10 devices, and I'm just waiting on them to run their program to see what's able to be upgraded versus what would need to be replaced. I mentioned looking into trying to find a contract for gearhead design for our website. I was not able to find one in our files, and he was not able to find one on his end either. So he's actually looking at creating a new draft contract for the services that he provides for us. So then we will actually have a document that we can reference there. And then I met with representatives from RICO, Perry ProTech, and WM Imaging Solutions about leasing the photocopier because our lease with that one is running out. Looking at all of the quotes, I decided to stick with RICO for a 5-year contract. WM Imaging Solutions was more expensive than the other two, and the other two quotes were fairly close in price. Speaking with some people that I know in the area, Perry ProTech has some questionable service, whereas we've been very pleased with the RICO service. So with that, we would be leasing a new machine for next to the circulation desk. The one that is there would be moving back to Fiction. Fiction would be coming down here, and then the genealogy printer would be going away, which that one is the oldest. And then finances, the only thing I had to report is that we're going to vote on the budget.
Okay. Any questions? Okay. Any old business from anyone? Okay, we'll go on to our new business then.
So the 2026 budget resolution, this works like there are other resolutions, we just have to do a straight vote and pen paper. So this is approving 26 budget as $891,721. with 20,000 of that being appropriated out of our rainy day, and then the general fund being $871,721, with the adopted tax levy being $566,101, with an adopted tax rate of 0.1813. As I explained at the last meeting, that's the highest it could be. It's most likely going to be much lower. They did release the assessed valuation. It was in the 0.15 range when I did the calculation. So it's not going to be theoretically, it shouldn't be terribly different than what it is this year. So then there is that. So we do have to have the verbal vote, and then we have to have the check mark and your signature on the second page.
0.15, it's actually less than previous years.
It's less than previous years, but it's between 0.15 and 0.16, which is, that's the range that we have for this year as well. Thank you.
Are you the only one that you can't read?
My parents always told me I had the ambition to be a doctor, which I was thinking, but no, not a doctor. Not yet.
Did you check it?
The overdrive downloads, is
Oh,
that
yeah.
living?
Yes. Yeah.
It's clear that I did because.
Livia's a newer overdrive app.
Well, I
Like
wasn't
words,
checking to see
like
what
past
you
5
did.
years ago.
I use them both heavily.
Livia's interface is a little better.
Which one?
Libby's.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I used to have them in Hoop Blood.
I used to live in a lot.
Yeah. I used to live mostly for like e-books because I can get into my Kindle.
Yes, because I know again
I
later.
have a granddaughter who reads to me over the phone. And I can usually look the book up and maybe and read along with her.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then we'll do the verbal vote for that.
Okay, all in favor of our 2026 budget resolution? Do I need a motion in a second or just a vote?
Let's do the motion in a second.
Okay, so we have a motion to accept our 2026 budget resolution.
I'll go ahead.
Motion, do we have a second?
1 second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to accept our 2026 budget resolution. All in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
And opposed? Okay.
All right. Okay. And then the operating fund transfer. So that is taking care of a lot of those shortfalls that you see there that Chris had talked about. So transferring into programming from improvements other than building, which is a fund that we don't really use too terribly much. We're going to transfer 5,000 over into programming. And that is making programming 16,000, which is what we have been working off of the number for that budget there. Transferring into publicity and marketing from internet expense, $2,000. Transferring into professional meetings and travel from internet expense, $1,500. And transferring to other insurance from other professional services, legal, and technology for $1,200. The professional meeting and travel, the budget, the money that is there is going to be almost entirely used by the ILF annual conference this year. So that we're transferring in. We don't think we're going to use the entire 1,500, but if something were to come up that we needed to send somebody to like a day conference or something like that, we wanted to be able to have that wiggle room with that budget and not have to worry about doing another transfer or anything. And then other insurance is necessary depending on the decision that we make on the insurance, so I just threw it on there just to cover our bases. So that is that. Kind of the same deal, sign on yay or nay, and then we'll do the report.
We just made over a second and four rounds.
Yeah.
They got a bunch.
I heard the course was for sale.
1.4. You can go to silence. Let's see it.
Okay, I need a motion for the resolution to transfer funds between major categories within the library operating fund.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution, the operating fund transfer resolution.
A motion, to have a second?
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second for the transfer of funds. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Oh, a whisper in my ear. Okay.
Then the next paper in your packet, we are up to renew the library's insurance. So we have a new insurance guy, because Tanya's retiring, correct?
She did
She had
retire.
retired.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's home all the time now.
Okay.
All the time. Nothing to say but that, but she's home all the time. And it's great.
We got
And
that.
it's great.
We
She's
picked
home
up
all
on
the time, and it's great. Okay? Want to get that down there.
Boise and video recorded it.
Yeah.
Double point.
Yeah.
So I had him run the numbers again, just to see if we could potentially get a good deal, because insurance has gone kind of crazy in certain areas. So he brought us comparison between Cincinnati, which we currently have, and then Selective, which is another company that he said he was very comfortable getting us with. So looking at Cincinnati versus Selective, the deductibles raise a bit, but a lot of the coverages are actually significantly higher. And then looking at the second page, the price is actually lower by a couple $1,000s. So it's a matter of 14 versus 12,000. Well, almost 15 versus 12,000.
What is the loss of income, meaning they'll pay 24 months and the other's 140,000?
So
Does 24 months
I talked to him about
cover 140,000 or equal to, or
that would actually be a lot more.
the 24 months?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's not necessarily something that we would need since we're tax funded. So as an actual business, that would cover 2 years of business expenses. But because we're tax funded, we wouldn't necessarily have that issue.
So you can't claim suddenly they yank away all your sport money.
I mean, if a
You're
tornado
not
hits the building,
insured.
potentially.
Oh, no, just they cut your taxes, you're no longer getting whatever.
Yeah, I don't think that cuts are paid by insurance.
So the one has no coverage on water backup or computers.
Correct.
And that's what we have now.
Yes, Cincinnati is what we have.
Cody?
Yeah.
With the theft of money, and what I'm thinking of is the Visa card or whatever that some nefarious people were using, that's not the same thing, is it?
No, I believe that would be physical theft of money, which we don't have anywhere near $25,000 on
On a
premise.
card or whatever, yeah, in premise.
Yeah.
So we just need a motion to accept this, or?
I didn't know if you all would want to discuss it, and then I think it makes sense to switch to selective.
I do too.
I agree.
From a price standpoint, yeah, but the difference is they're insuring more for less money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why?
The
Sure we didn't miss something there?
Well, the deductible
The
is,
deductible is higher, so
It's
like
double.
the property deductible is, with Cincinnati is 1,000, with Selective is 2,500. He was saying that since we haven't really had any claims or anything, we are kind of the company that people really want to have insurance for, because we're most likely to just pay them and then not make any claims. And Selective, I believe he was saying, was a significantly larger organization. They're like a global insurance as opposed to national at Cincinnati is. I believe that's what he was saying.
We're a safe bet.
We're a very safe bet, he was saying, yeah.
Now
I
that
was-
we've
I was
spoken that
surprised
into
as
the
well.
universe.
Yes, right.
Yeah, I was surprised.
I mean, I'm just, I mean, they're insuring the food bank building for $600,000?
Yes, their Selective estimate is to rebuild the food bank building, it would cost almost $600,000.
It's right here.
Yes.
It's a square.
I am fully aware, and I spoke to him about that too, and he was saying that it's probably somewhere between the 300 and the 600, just because of labor costs right now.
We're-
300, 600 is a big difference.
Yeah, I know,
Okay.
yeah. That was shocking to me.
is that's originally a two-bedroom house, isn't it?
One-car garage.
It's just a
Yeah.
little house,
Yeah.
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 Wow.
And he was saying that probably closer to the 300 than the 600, but somewhere between there, and yeah, that's what rebuild costs are right now, and building new places.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stay put.
I am too.
Yeah, I just find it very odd. They're insuring way more for less.
Mhm.
Does that bother you?
No, it's just a little fishy to me.
That's what I meant, yeah.
Yeah.
The agent was saying that they are both reputable companies, and he has people selected in Cincinnati, and they're both good.
And who quoted this again? The new person taking over for Tanya?
person who took over for Tanya.
You know this person?
Is it,
I was asking you.
Let me see if I can.
well, yeah, it's a Trevor.
A person
Yes.
that's been there?
Yeah, Trevor's from Cherubusco, been there a few years. Yep.
Trevor Kelly.
I mean, they're insuring the food bank for double what it should be. The general liability is being insured for $1 million more. Hired a non-owned automobile liability is $1 million more. That's, yeah, I mean, that's fine, but I trust the insurance agent did his homework, but I might call Selective myself.
Okay.
So if we would like to vote on whether or not we want to switch or stick with Cincinnati, I appreciate it, just because it's.
We're staying with the same insurance agency.
Yeah,
We're
staying
just
with the
switching providers.
agencies, changing providers.
So it's,
Yeah.
for some,
Do I hear a motion to accept the Selective quote for our insurance for 1 year here at our library?
Also move.
Okay, second?
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to select Selective Insurance Company for insuring our library. All in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
And opposed? Okay. Any miscellaneous? And no public comment? Okay. I will adjourn the meeting then.